on YouTube, I just want to quickly give you some messages, quick time. Basically, consciousness is capable of an infinite number of different states, and don't doubt your trip experiences in terms of if you've taken psychedelics in the past, you can have a radical awakening or realization, and they can come down, you can doubt the realization, and there are delusion potentially within the psychedelic realm. But what I'm telling you is, like, basically you are the placebo, and you are either consciously creating or you are not. So take some conscious breaths and observe and become aware. Ultimately, you can only wake yourself up. No one can really wake you up. You can listen to all sorts of advice. You can listen to this video a million times. You can listen to all my content, but you ultimately have to wake up. And to find out who you truly are, you have to do it alone. And the deepest awakenings can feel kind of isolating because no one relates to you, potentially. But look, just don't get dragged down. Just the key is to try and keep yourself in a positive, like, high vibration. And it can take a long time to learn. But, like, basically, the way the universe works is, like, you're in, like, an infinite fucking meat grinder. And you are the meat. And the universe is going to keep breaking you down. Keep beating you the fuck up. Keep breaking your heart until your heart breaks open and you become wiser. And that is kind of the thing. Like, and like, you can't really do fuck all. Like, God is in control in a way. You have free will as much as you don't, in a sense. And like, you will reincarnate, you will go through all sorts of incarnations, even in this lifetime, all sorts of different, like, jobs and environments and situations, and you will keep on, like, swimming through this fucking meat grinder of spirituality until it shapes who you are. So the universe is going to keep beating you the fuck up, because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and you getting stronger is the process that we're going through. And pain, I saw a quote, some people used to not be able to live with pain, but now they can't live without it. And it's really amazing. And life is truly ultimate goodness and infinite love. That's one thing I absolutely know for sure. So the pain makes you stronger. That's the key. So pain is not, like, inherently a bad thing. Get this right. You can have a cold and be convinced, oh, this cold's so shit, like, and you can suffer over having the cold. And then, but then when I got educated on what a cold actually is, or like an illness, is your body intelligently trying to heal itself, etc. Then I heard Dr. Robert Morse saying you should be grateful for having a cold. And it's like, I suffered all that time thinking that the cold was like an inherently bad thing, but it's literally just your mind's perspective on it. So whether you realize it or not, you are literally creating everything. And it's so funny when you realize, like, because everything is fundamentally illusory and deceptive often. And self-realization is the key, really. Self-realization, God realization, it kind of stems from knowing that the world is your body. And I mean this by, when you dream at nighttime, you can create and incarnate into entire worlds. And you can have the illusion of separateness in the dream, where you can be dreaming that you are yourself in prison or whatever, or maybe you're, you can dream anything, right? But then really the whole dream, even if we take a materialist paradigm, is happening in the brain, right? So therefore the dream is actually, you are the whole thing. Like, where is the boundary between you and everything else, right? Who are you? That's the key. Who are you? That is the key. And I know it can seem difficult and painful at times. And, like, the truth is, the learning curve hurts a lot often. Like, you were a materialist, and then slowly you realize that you're dreaming. And that transition from materialism into dream is it can be very tough, and I've gone back and forth. Like every now and then, I take a step back, and I'm like, hold on, how did I get convinced of this radical truth of the nature of reality? Like Leo Gura says it like, you do the test and you get the results, and you look at you acknowledge the results, and you think welcome Zach, how's it going? Yeah, but you do the test, you get the results, and you look at the results, and you go, that is too radical. It can't be. So you do the test again, and you get the same result. It can't be. You do it a third time, a fourth time, and it keeps giving you the same fucking result. And that's how I feel. It's like, it doesn't matter what I want to believe. It's like I can't deny it anymore. Like, about to get blazed, haha, so fun to listen to you. Big up, man. Yeah, your new tune's sick. Everyone check out MC Words with a Z. His new tune is fucking fire. 15-minute DMB mix. Conscious rapper. He's featured on a conscious rapper community on SoundCloud and YouTube and Instagram. Check them out. I've just buffed up the YouTube big time. But yeah, I've just quit weed kind of for a while. Even though I do have money, to be fair, I could smoke weed for the most part. But I do feel clearer without it. I do need to quit for a while. Like I have a lot more like vibrancy, but like often it's tricky because you smoke a zoot and you just don't even know who you are. Like you smoke a zoot and then you reflect on who you were before you smoked the zoot, and like it's like two different whole egos. I want to go on a phase of non-stop tripping. Be careful. Do it. But like literally, I thought I was ready, and I could trip and like I had my mind blown, and then I still assume that like basically like I've said before, oh, I've mastered magic mushrooms. It's like it's inevitably naive to think that you can handle psychedelics. I can't lie, not you, me as well. It's fucking terrifying. I can't lie. Like not to have fear. Like fear is obviously fuck fear. Literally, don't even bother associating with fear. That is one of the main lessons. It's like, don't worry, don't have fear. I know that it can seem hard, but you've got to, like, who knows? If we are dreaming everything, which maybe we are, then who's to say we can't just like dream something else one day? So like, even if you fucking break your arm and you're in fear about how you broke your arm, you could just stop dreaming that one day. Psychedelics are the best part of this enclosed playground. A quote from Leo Gura, he says like, psychedelics was something you invented to trick yourself that you aren't infinitely powerful. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's like psychedelics, you take the psychedelic and then you have expansive consciousness. And it's such a trick because it's like, it goes so deep. So look, about the psychedelic abuse, I'm an anomaly. If you don't want to end up like me, don't do the psychedelic abuse. I mean, do it, to be honest. I was saying to my mate, like, quick, take as much mushrooms as you can before it's too late, because honestly, fuck fear. But you will lose your mind, Zach. I know you already did to an extent, but I'm telling you. But yeah, like, fuck fear. Like, Mr. Nature says, oh, that's bollocks. Like, yeah, psychedelics are the holy grail. And they are. But the danger is, there isn't danger, because that's just fear. And fear is illusory, ultimately. Because we are timeless shamans reincarnating to learn lessons and things of this nature. The spiritual meat grinder that lasts for nearly eternity will evolve your character, because everything that breaks you down can also build your character, and that is exactly why everything is breaking you down, because reality is going to keep fucking pummeling you and breaking you down until you evolve and awaken, and then we can shift to the fucking new earth. I've been enjoying the uploads, bro. Interestingly, I was getting downloads while I was to you. I was getting downloads while I was to you. Interesting. Looking forward to the new project. Thank you very much, Psychedelic Jam. I'll give you a follow. I'm not confident on everything you said. I don't think I'm reading it wrong. One sec. I want to lose my mind and dissolve into the essence of all dimensions. Yeah, and I did as well. And it's like I got inspired. Like you're potentially looking at me with this like kind of like inspiration of nearly of this insanity. Like I would watch some people go off the deep end, is what I call it, and I would be inspired and want to follow them, and I want to go off the deep end also. What time is it by the way? Because I haven't got long. But basically, yeah, you can be inspired to go off the deep end, but when you actually go off the deep end, you may second guess it for a minute. Don't have any fear. This is what happened to me. It's like I wanted to lose my mind and dissolve into God consciousness. So I was inspired by people who'd already done that, and then I followed in their footsteps. But when you actually lose your mind, there's no going back, bruv. That's the truth. Alfie was on about getting us DMT pen. Come on, that'd be sick. I was just on the phone to Alfie. He's just done LSD. I've called him again. Alfie's actually a sick guy. I realised recently. He's a lot cooler than I thought. He's definitely a lot more tapped into awakening than I originally anticipated. But while I was watching you, yeah, interesting. Yeah, cheers, man. Often I find downloads are more common. Just by actually like speaking about it. Like if I make a YouTube video about God consciousness, I will likely spend the rest of the day in God consciousness. It's kind of strange. Mate, when I met Alfie, it was a game changer. Innit? But I didn't realise that he was so like awake like that in a sense. Like I'm not sure like because there's relative planes and there's absolute planes. I dabble with the absolute, and the absolute is the present moment, the eternal isness, and like the highest order of what is happening. Is there other? Is there a self? Is ego illusion? Alfie, I think somewhat he's more on the relative plane, where like he's all about the new earth, and like because Alfie doesn't entertain the idea often too much that like there is no other, that you are completely alone. And that is one of the, like, I'm not saying that is the case. Like, I entertain and I am open. I don't know, ultimately, if, Zach, you have your own consciousness. You likely do, to be like, I don't think that I ever will think that you're not real like that. But notice how, even if you do have your own consciousness, that we are fundamentally the same thing. We are the universe perceiving itself through different avatars, but we're looking at the same body. We are the same body, no matter how many pairs of eyes there are in different places. So technically, oh my god, yeah, that's an interesting insight. So this is solipsism of no other. Is that, Zach, you are me. I am Zach looking through this pair of eyes. And then Zach is also the body of God looking through that pair of eyes. So we are the same self, because there is really no other, because everything is the same energy. There is only one thing here. So who's to say that this is the best analogy? Get this. Zach, do you see? This is you, Zach. You see this one? Yeah, that's you. That's me. And we're both chatting to each other. Hi, my name's Zach. How are you? Big up on the conscious rapper community, bruv. Yeah, cheers, Zach, bruv. Make sure you fucking follow the conscious rapper community on fucking YouTube. Yeah, cheers, mate. And then basically, awakening is this. Oh shit! It was me all along. Do you get it? So even if you do have your own individual perception, I don't know, bruv. That's that. That's a good analogy, man. I do like. I think I might have stole that partly from someone else, but that's how I. That's. But like the thing is though, you may not be ready to fully actually like be that because like I had like a 12 gram psilocybin trip, and like, bruv, there was no other like, and I was like, it's literally I was walking down the street and there were other people walking and I could feel all of them like nearly physically. It's like you can almost it's like it's almost like you can look at this but you can feel it all at the same time and you can hear it. That's what it That's like the deepest psychedelic states. Let me read some of these comments. Yeah, Alfie is sick, man. He's always got a smile as well. I do like Alfie. He's fucking awesome. But yeah, I wasn't too sure in terms of. I don't know. It's tricky because, like I say, there's absolutes and there is I got trim now finally. Because I went to a yoga class. I didn't want to go there looking like what I did. Because I met this lady now. There's a lady next door to me who is part of the Rainbow Tribe. She's awake, definitely. She's called Mama Cacao. Oh, where's my fucking... Oh, I don't have it. She gave me this cacao drink. I don't, but yeah, she's some local lady, and she's connected me with a community of like-minded people, finally. And the reason why I made my channel in the first place, and the reason why I'm so outlandishly expressive, is because I needed to find the others, and that's exactly what happened. So when a taxi lady asked me what I liked, I didn't say something else to avoid embarrassment. I told her exactly what I liked. Turned out she liked the same thing, which is psychedelics, and then she hooked me up with someone who was local, who is hosting yoga and cacao ceremonies, and now I literally have like a best mate who's 51 years old, and she thinks that she was my mum in a past life. Me and Alfie was being stalked by a UFO. Yeah, it's that I'll tell you what that is when you're awake and in alignment, like by the way, Traumatics Avalon song, that end snippet of the yeah, cacao is fucking amazing. I love cacao. It's like I need to get some. Look into cacao, Zach. I used to be addicted to coffee. As soon as I found cacao, coffee is out of the window, mate. Fucking that freeze dried coffee is trash. Cacao is the bollocks. It's like raw chocolate from a plant, like an actual like block of like the rawest chocolate, and you just make a hot brew with it, and it's like it's a drug. It's a fucking drug. It's fucking. It's amazing. I need to get some more. I can't wait. I just have it with a bit of honey, but don't make the water too hot. And that's that. Yeah, that lady. She's got a business. Yeah, with honey, exactly. Yeah, and she's got the business Mama Cacao, and that's her name essentially, Mama Cacao. And I went around there and I was helping her stamp her packaging and cut up the cacao, and in exchange I can do yoga sessions with her for free. It's fucking amazing. But yeah, I'm convinced that life is ultimate goodness, and basically the trials and tribulations, pain makes you stronger. I was depressed for years. I was down bad for years. If you feel fear now, if you felt fear in the past, if you feel fear in the future, know that I think everything is divine timing, in terms of this ego is not really in control. I am in control. You don't know how you're doing the whole thing. My dog breathing down there, I'm doing that. These comments coming up on the screen, I'm doing that. And and you can realize this in God consciousness, because when I had a flashlight, and I turned the flashlight on with my hand, with my ego, and then it turned off spontaneously. But I turned it off spontaneously because I'm dreaming. Therefore, I'm doing the whole thing. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm too spontaneous. I mean, I'm too sporadic. So with seeing the UFOs, basically, if you get this, Zach, this is what will happen. When and if you have a radical awakening, it's not if, when you have a radical awakening on psychedelics, right? Like, you'll realize all sorts of crazy shit, right? There is a much higher chance of a UFO encounter that day. And the reason why Alfie has UFOs is because he's awake. So, and I know this because of my direct experience, I will have a radical awakening, and then I will hear a noise outside. And I will know it's a UFO before I've even fucking gone out there. It's like knowledge of self. That is the key, I'm telling you. Everything that isn't knowledge of self is a waste of time. Who are you? Are you Zach? Are you an ego in a bag of skin on a rock going through space? Or are you dreaming? I'm not telling you fundamentally what the truth is or what I think the truth is, and ultimately I'm still very open-minded to I don't know. But there's no denying what I've experienced, and like I said, you do the test again and again, and you get the same result. So I don't want to believe that I'm dreaming, but every time I do the test, I get the same result. Alfie's seen extraterrestrials stood in his window watching him. It's fucking mad. Yeah, he was telling me some crazy he was telling me that he had a trip where the trees were shagging each other, and he was bumping into stuff that wasn't there. So, are you sure you want to lose your mind? It goes infinitely deep. There's only one way forward. And that's intuition. Yeah, it's bro, it's crazy, man. Because the thing, you can think to never, ever, ever underestimate psychedelics. So I was 130 trips deep of mushrooms, countless big doses, right? And I heard a video of psychedelic actualization saying he had an ayahuasca trip that made him reconsider psychedelics as a whole. Oh, I don't know if I really want to do psychedelics. Like, this trip was way too big. And I was thinking, like, come on, bruv, like, you know, don't be a pussy. Be devoted to the psychedelic path. After that, I had an even deeper radical experience to the point where I was also the same. I took 12 grams, and yeah, that was probably the deepest experience of my life. And I was just saying, finally, like, and there was no other anymore. And like, but it's to the point where, like, you're literally, because, like, the thing is, here's a serious warning. Here is a very serious warning. Even being very experienced with psychedelics, I've had fucking awful, terrible trips that completely shatter everything. And coming back from that, you're like, oh my god, I'm never going to let that happen again. So you try and remain present with your trips and not go off the deep end. But the truth is, the fifth dimension doesn't really work with the third dimension. So I had an awakening, and then I was convinced that we're going to go to the beach. Me and my family, me and my mum. I'll see you, Zach. I love you, bro. Have a good one. But yeah, it's like I was awake, but like things were so radical that I couldn't there was no reality and imagination collapsed. There was no difference between reality and imagination. It was all, I don't know how I become convinced of that. There's potential for delusion in psychedelic states, that's for sure. Don't know. One trip scared me away for 5 years. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, but that, like, you can be devoted to psychedelics, but they still can scare you so much. Like, It's very interesting, very interesting. But the thing is about that psychedelics scared me away for 5 years is psychedelics are the fuel where if you want to learn, take a psychedelic and you will learn. That's it. Like you will. You get the call to come back though. Yeah. Yeah, I will never, psychedelics will always be the center for me. And like, I never got to a point where I'm sober and I won't take a psychedelic. I mean, now I choose to quit weed and things because, I mean, to be honest, like now I don't really have time for psychedelics. So yeah, it is good to have a break every now and then. But ultimately they are like the most high. I can't lie. I think I have to go kind of because I have to go to the shop. Yeah, I haven't got much time. But yeah, it was a good chat. I'll keep this up and I'll export it to other things. But thank you very much, Psychedelic Jam. I'll give you a subscribe. Yo, Joel. Yeah, love it. Love is the flower. You got to let it grow. Yeah. I love how you're right as well. Love from the universe. Like it's funny how you are still correct, regardless of your like alcohol and stuff. Like you've still got it. And yeah, fear is an illusion, so just don't worry. But yeah, make sure you check out my Psychedelic Jam. I don't know if you're familiar with all of my stuff, but just search Oxen, OXSN, or click the hashtags or whatever. I'm on everything, and the Matrix is trying to destroy me, full blast, so please don't lose me. I'm trying to diversify my presence on the internet. I'm getting a lot of mushrooms very soon. Alcohol irrelevant now. Fuck alcohol. I do gotta go, so it's kind of bad timing in a way, but I do gotta get out of here. I gotta go to the shop. But yeah, big up everyone. Yeah, originally I was just coming on here to just say, live in faith, live in love. You are creating your reality, literally, and co-creating it in terms of like your thoughts are creating everything. So the key is you are either always, this is what I learned from Mr. Nature yesterday, is you're unconsciously creating or you are consciously creating. And it all starts with being grounded in the breath and the present moment. All you really need to do is do conscious breathing in the morning, etc., and reground yourself. Like if you're doing social media or whatever, like when you come away from all the distractions, ground yourself in what is, and then you just know yourself in the present moment and have a smile. And the truth is, positivity will win. So I know that you don't want to be cheerful and positive all the time, everybody, but the truth is that that is where everything is ultimately going. So you can delay the process by being miserable, but everything is infinite love, and you being miserable and the negative being stuck on repetitive is from the failure to accept and embrace the shit. So reality is infinite love, and ultimately, if you want positivity to win and to prevail, like basically, the sooner you can awaken, the sooner you can actually move on in this matrix. That's the key. Is the like you can have faith, but the truth is, you are waiting on yourself to awaken, and you will likely be somewhat trapped until you awaken. So everything will ultimately go where it needs to go in the end, but that will take as long as it needs to, as long as you remain asleep. So open your heart, wake the fuck up, and as soon as you get in alignment with your goals and yourself and the truth, the longer you can be positive and combine faith with works and be devoted to God, the more we can do this, the quicker we can wrap up the third dimension and ascend to the fifth. All right, I love you. I gotta go. Thank you, everybody. I'll keep this up and I'll upload it on other social medias as well. All right, I love you. Signing out. Mwah.